Hey there guys, we've got the final bosses available on Dark Visions number 24. In this video, I'm going to be doing Doomtrain and Winged Dragon, and we're going to do Dullahan in a different video. So for Doomtrain, this is a spirit boss, weak to ice and light. He's got a pretty strange gimmick though. He has 95% typed mitigation to physical and magical damage, which means there's a few ways you can deal with this. You can either use evokers or fixed damage dealers, like for example Cal's LB, but these bypass the typed mitigations and ignore it. The other option is to reflect re-raise onto the boss, kill him, let him re-raise, and when he re-raises, he will not have his 95 mitigation anymore. But we're going to just use evokers to bypass it. Now we're going to be doing just a single DPS clear. Even though Yuna is on the party, she's just going to be a buffer. If you can't, do the same style of clear, definitely add more DPS and don't try to have one unit carry it by themselves. But we're going to, because that's all we really need. So most of the team is naked. So Rydia is going to just focus magic a few turns. We're going to do that. Ayaka is going to use her Presence Magnus for Amplify. We'll just do a break immunity with Louise. Braska is going to do Yuna's ST-Mar, and Braska's our Provoker as well. And we'll just punch with Sylvie and Yuna now that they're ice imbued to deal some weakness damage. So for the first two turns, it's just some single target physical damage, which we're provoking with Braska. So we're going to use Yuna's base form LB for an evocation modifier boost. We're going to use Braska for his support from the Faith evocation modifier boost. Now all of these stack with the the JP version evokers like Rydia. So all of this is giving a bunch of modifier boosts to Rydia's evocation LB. We're going to magic boost again to focus. We're going to go ahead and do a 90 spirit break with Louise. Ayaka will do her LB for a Rod in Peril, and Sylvie can just punch again, kind of whatever. Okay, some more attacks on that, and now we're going to go ahead and kill the boss now. We're just going to use the shifted LB of Rydia. Before we do that, we're going to use Sylvie to I've Got Your Back on Rydia. That's going to be a 400 stat buff and a 300 LB buff. We're going to just quad with our naked Ayaka. Quad Bolting Strike. We're going to shift Louise and quad Bolting Strike. This is just for support chaining. These are all naked units pretty much. And Braska is going to quad from an Esper, so quad with Irene's Ring, and then the Blazara, which is Bolting Strike. And we're going to chain these and cap it with Rydia. We're not even going to use Yuna because who cares? And that should be 4 billion or better. For something. Yeah, the damage cap is 3.87 or something like that. Something 3 point something. We're going to say 4. We did 4.9 with a solo Rydia. And Rydia is not that good of a damage dealer, to be honest here. Yuna is better. I didn't crown her. Like I said, you can also do the re-raise thing, etc. But there's the damage cap, and it's all Rydia. And I'll show you the gear. And yeah, not a whole lot going on with this boss. Just provoke with someone, evade provoke. That's all the boss does on the first 2 turns. Kill him on turn 3, whatever. Whoops. So completely naked Sylvie, completely naked Yuna, naked Ayaka, naked Louise. These are just purely here for their support buffs. That is it. Braska was our provoker on Shiva for the Blazega spell. Evasion, Irene's Ring, Yuna's Necklace. Other than that, whatever. He's here because all these evocation buffs do stack. Rydia base form, just a magic boost. Shift form, Rod build. Go to any weapon you can imperil. Evocation damage with LB. There it is. So she's geared decently. And again, I had Yuna on the kill turn just literally sit there and do nothing. So gear up Yuna and let her cap as well if you're having problems with that one. So next we're going to go to the Winged Dragon. I'm going to go ahead and cut the video here just in case I make a mistake. I don't have to do an intro again, etc. So see you in a moment. Alright guys, now let's do the Winged Dragon. This one doesn't have any goofy gimmicks. There's no mitigations, etc. So we're going to just really face roll it with 2B. So once again, the damage cap is 4 billion. We're probably going to do a whole lot more. So here is the team we're going to use. Probably overkill, but again, kind of whatever. So let's knock this one out. So we're going to kill this one on turn 2. You know, we could obviously go longer if you need to, but these are sub-bosses. They're not super challenging. The final boss will be the real fight. Okay, so Nicole is going to go ahead and do triple. We're going to do his special Water Imbue Amplify on 2B. And then we'll just cast Flood twice to imperil the boss, deal weakness damage, etc. Sylvie will do her Shifted LB. Before we do that, let's go ahead and do the Shifted LB of 2B. We'll do Sylvie's LB as well. Venera will do a 90 break. Ihana will do a single target Dragon Killer on 2B. And Red Wing Cecil can just punch. Kind of whatever. He's really only here to provoke with evasion as well as his field. His field is useful. And now we're going to go ahead and kill. So we're going to use Nicole to put up that Leviathan field. We'll use Sylvie to do her LB to buff up 2B and refill her LB. We're going to do her LB. And then we're going to support chain. We're going to use Blue Wave. We're going to use Blue Wave. And we're going to use Blue Wave to build the chain modifier as well as the chain count score. So we're going to send these. Wait just a moment so the chain can build. Send our Extreme Nova Girl. And this should be 4 billion or better. Yeah, a lot better. So there it is. There was the turn 2. Way more than 4 billion. There's our turn 2 perfect score with just a 2B. Now, obviously, mine is geared pretty well. But, I mean, these sub-bosses aren't super duper challenging. The final boss will be a whole lot different. But let me go ahead and show you the gear we used. And then we'll upload this, and then we'll jump into the final boss with a team I've got in mind. We'll see if it works or not. So we've got, what party did we use? So Naked Sylvie. Nicole is just using, come on game. Nicole is just using some mana reduction and a little bit of LB, or Esper Fill. Naked. 2B in the shift form is just using a little bit of Esper Fill. Base form, LB damage versus dragons. Maxed on everything. Max Dragon Killer, maxed LB damage, etc. You don't need to be geared this well. It was a massive overkill. But yeah. Venera, naked other than Blue Wave. Ihana, naked other than Blue Wave. Rosa also has 250 Dragon Killer. Or you could use like a smaller Dragon Killer like Roberta or something. We overkilled a lot. And then Red Wing Cecil is passive provoke evasion with Blue Wave and a little bit of Esper Fill. Okay, so there's the 2 sub-bosses. I will jump to the final boss in a moment. See you then.